A large part of our society has been transformed over the past decades into a feminist-centric, female-oriented, transaction-driven culture. Some say lacking purpose and direction, and the consequences and collateral damage has become a threat to our democratic and free-spirited heritage. The spirit of America is broken. The MAGA movement is at the core of a backlash against the feminization of American society. This president and his team is waging a cultural revolt and purge against the role of women in shaping American culture. Why has the spirit of America gone off course? The anti-DI dynamic embedded in Project 2025 and the so-called effort to make America great again is not so much about race. At the core of no DI is a revolt against women and the role they play in the feminization of America. White men of all social classes understand this, and that's why there's no male outcry against even the most extreme measures being taken by the president and his team. White men are the direct beneficiaries of any change that comes out of these extreme initiatives. They suffer with the negatives too, but that's the price they're willing to pay to turn things around. The men of the GOP have given Mr. Trump a blank check to change the status quo. Their attitudes are, "We don't care how you do it, Mr. President. Just make America more male-oriented, white, and great again." The opponents of DEI want you to believe the shakeup is about race. But it is not. That's just a clever tactic they use to divide and conquer. The damage to race-based initiatives is just collateral damage in the war of white men against the feminization of America. The article on this page by John McLyon for the online news outlet The Hill and his reference to the Netflix film Adolescence is an indirect way of talking about the feminization of American culture and the damage it causes to the social, political, and cultural development of young American males. This is a conversation that is long overdue in the discourse of American society. The disenfranchisement and polarization of young boys and the preferences for girls with feminist agenda at the expense of boys is at the core of this revolt. A case in point is the Young Men's Christian Association, YMCA. It has been taken over by women. There are no male role models at the YMCA. It is run by women. And the Boy Scouts of America has been taken over by women. There is no father and son bonding at the Boy Scouts. In some cases, the name Boy Scouts has been eliminated in favor of just Scouts of America, now that women and girls have become the dominant faction at the Boy Scouts. This wholesale reverse discrimination against young boys and men started back in the early 1980s. The Take Our Daughters to Work initiative was started by feminists at the office. Young women of all races have been the biggest beneficiaries of the African-American struggle for equal rights. Working-class black men have allowed themselves to become marginalized. They still drop out of school in the 9th and 10th grades. They are the least educated of all classes in our society. Now, young white men, too, are being marginalized for the same reasons. Young men are dropping out of college and the labor force in record numbers. Over the course of 5 decades, the pendulum has swung too far in the opposite direction, toward feminization. America's labor force has been transformed into a feminist-centric society that is lopsided, dysfunctional, and out of balance from a management perspective. There must be balance in an open and free society. The Heritage Foundation issued Project 2025 to try and correct the social imbalance. There is no question that American society and culture has become dysfunctional. We no longer function as a nation of people working together. We become tribal in our thinking and in our associations. We have turned inward. We no longer teach our children to be extroverted and socially integrative, to form interpersonal bonds, to help serve and better mankind. The interactive alliance between parents and teachers is broken. How can we expect teachers to teach our children without the help of parents? And how can teachers expect parents to become better parents without the help of teachers? A case in point is with the San Diego school system. They have a policy whereby teachers are not allowed to inform parents if a student decides to become transgender at school. If a girl tells her teacher that she no longer wants to be identified and treated as a girl, but instead wants to become a boy and have the right to use boys' restrooms and participate in boys' sports, the school is not allowed to inform the parents. This policy was put in place by California in the spirit of protecting transgender rights. In many school districts, a child can start pre-K at age 3 and spend 15 years in the school system, and at graduation, never have had a male teacher or male role model. Men are no longer in schools. So who should we blame when Johnny can't read? This is the kind of social dysfunction that I speak of when I say our society is broken. Too many people have been put in key positions who have little or no management training. Management isn't about DEI or just following the rules. Colleges offer courses in management and public administration. Businesses, both private and public at one time, require managers to have training in management and public administration. No more. Today, those professional standards have been cast aside in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion as it relates to women. Affirmative action no longer exists. Today, in all aspects of American life, we are just muddling through. This happens at the phone company, the power company, the water company, the gas company, at City Hall, at county and state government, and in the federal government. We are just muddling through with mediocrity and an over-reliance on a rigid technology. No one dare think outside the box. In many cases, there's a patchwork of outdated and old computer programs that don't serve the needs of the customer. No one takes responsibility for the mismanagement in our society. They blame it on the system. I cannot tell you that your child wants to be trans. The system won't let me do that. There's little or no interaction between parents and teachers. In business, it's no better. There's no manager on duty. There's a senior cashier, but she's not available right now. You can go online, and we'll get back to you in 7 to 10 days. Can I document your complaint? No, I can't do that. The system won't let me do that. This is total social dysfunction. Stay tuned. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. This conversation will be continued.